Hey there everybody, it's markcrilley. I'm back with another video. This is part 2 in my special Christmas series. I did this drawing last Friday. I didn't finish it. You can see I just put 1, 2, 3. I asked my viewers to leave comments giving me details that I could use to finish the illustration, and boy did they ever come through for me. There were more than 2,000 different comments of various suggestions. I went through them all and I chose my favorite details that I'm going to use to finish this illustration today. This is going to be a time-lapse-a-palooza, as I call it. Lots of time-lapse to finish the illustration so as to get it all into a single video. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and get into the first suggestion here from Lauren Favre. Number 1. Person number 2 should be Aang from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Well, I am going to tweak this a little bit. Instead of person number 2, I'm going to make it person number 1. I wanted to draw the clothing, the sort of costuming of Aang, who I have never really drawn in a video before, and so I thought this character over here would give us a better view of that. And then let's go ahead and move on to the gift that is being received. Number 2, for any of the characters, make him or her holding a Mike Wazowski from Monsters Incorporated. I loved the randomness of that in terms of combining Blake Stewart 22's suggestion with Lauren's into a single illustration. We are going to draw Aang from The Last Airbender receiving a Mike Wazowski toy. So, as I said, I'm going to go ahead and kick it into time-lapse, and I'll be right back as soon as I finish drawing the basic pencils. Alright, so there we have Aang from The Last Airbender, a little perplexed by this gift. What is this thing I've received? Actually, this whole drawing is going to end up rather surreal, because the characters have nothing to do with each other. They're all going to be drawn in completely different styles. I thought it would be funny if he has like one of these little, like Woody in Toy Story, one of these little rings that you pull, and then you can hear him say funny things. And now we can move on to the next character. I'm going to pull out the suggestion. Comes from Muhammad Arif. Could you do Finn from Adventure Time? Yes, I would love to do Finn from Adventure Time. That's going to be fun. Certainly have never drawn that character before. And here we have from Divna. Person number 2 is holding a giant impossible triangle. And again, I just loved the total random combination of these two things. As you can see, the shape is going to have to be completely erased away. Why don't we do that, in fact? I'll grab a little kneaded eraser here to free myself up, because the shape of the character Finn from Adventure Time is very whimsical, breaks away from the constraints of human anatomy altogether. So I'm just erasing the entire thing, which makes this video a little different from my Halloween video. I don't think I had to completely erase any of those characters. This is going to be fun, and I'm also looking forward to drawing this impossible triangle. Again, something that I don't think I've ever had to learn how to draw before. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'll do this all in time-lapse, and I will be right back. Okay, so you can already see the clash of styles here between the way that Finn is drawn and the way that Aang is drawn from The Last Airbender. But you know what? I like it. I like that we're going to have multiple styles within the same drawing. I'm holding off on drawing this arm over here because it is going to go behind our next character. And speaking of our next character, let's go ahead and find out who it's going to be. This one from TBNR Girl 205. I think you should draw yourself with Jazza and Bailey J. Well, I'll tell you what, folks. This suggestion came in a lot. There were a lot of different people. In fact, I tweeted about it the other day because I thought I've had so many suggestions for including Jazza and Bailey J in this video. I gotta do it. And so that's what's going to happen. I am not going to draw myself. Sorry, Crilly, you're out of it. If you want to see me draw myself, you can look at our collaboration video that we did a while back. I'll link to it, in fact, in the info box down there if you want to check that out. I did a whole video in which you see me drawing myself. Enough of that guy. Let's go ahead, and what I'm going to do is take this moment to draw Bailey J. And you might be saying, well, there's no space for Jazza. Where are you going to draw Jazza? Well, hey, there is space, because she's going to get the Talkin' Jazza doll. Yes, it's the biggest merchandising craze to sweep the nation since the Cabbage Patch Doll madness of the early to mid-'80s. Talkin' Jazza. She's going to get a little doll version of Jazza. And again, I'm going to do this all in time-lapse, but I will be back to talk a little once I've completed the pencils. Okay, well, I'm not quite finished with this drawing, but I wanted to take a moment to pause and explain a little bit about how I'm going to finish drawing Bailey J here according to the instructions of yet another viewer. But before I do that, we got to add, right, the little drawstring back here. Just like on the other toy, you can pull on this and make Talkin' Jazza talk. And what does he say? Good day, everyone. No, he doesn't say everyone. He says, ladies and gentlemen. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Draw with Jazza. I'm Jazza. That's my best Jazza imitation, and that shows you just how hard it is to do a proper Australian accent. Did you say oim? Nobody says oim in Australia, Crilly. Well, come on, Jazza. You do the Crilly intro now, all right? That's your job. You got to do the, hey there, everybody. It's Mark Crilly. I'm back with another. I got to hear him do it. I'm sure he'd probably nail it with my luck. Anyway, I wanted to explain that I am going to draw the what Bailey is wearing according to this suggestion from Hot Dog Eating. Have one of them wearing a pink bunny costume. Well, I'm sorry, Bailey, but you are the last person here, and it's going to have to be you with the pink bunny costume. So I'm going to go. I'll refocus just a little because we're maybe lacking space here, but then I'll finish that off. Okay, so there we have Bailey's bunny costume. Of course, it won't be finished till we get to the coloring stages. I decided to make like a little hoodie with the ears and the bunny tail and so forth. And yeah, we'll be coloring this pink as suggested there by, who was that? Hot Dog Eating, who came up with that idea. I decided to throw in Kiki, Bailey's cat, one of Bailey's cats. And this is sort of a reference to that earlier collab that we did in which she had drawn one of her cats chewing on a Copic marker. So I thought, why not? We got the space. Let's go ahead and toss that in there. But it is now time to move on to a few more suggestions. I'll go ahead and pull out this next one. It's number 7. It comes from the second brother. The wall should be covered with wallpaper from Toy Story. What a great suggestion. Definitely can do that. Let's go ahead and refocus the camera and add that wallpaper. All right, well, I think adding color later on will really go a long way towards completing this effect. It's that blue sky, white cloud combo that really sells the whole Toy Story wallpaper look, don't you know? But it is time to move on to the next suggestion while we're dealing with the wall. This one came from Painty26. Let there be a mouse hole in the wall and maybe have little pieces of cheese near it. Sounds like a great idea. Let's go ahead and take care of that. All right, well, that takes care of the mouse hole in the wall and the cheese. No mouse to be seen. I wonder if Kiki has something to do with that. Sorry, Bailey, I don't know if you I don't know if you like the idea of Kiki being a vicious mouser. But who knows? It remains a mystery for now. I think it's time for us to move on to the next suggestion. This one from Ace of Base. Please draw a tube of white gouache somewhere in the picture, either as one of the gifts or an ornament. Well, of course, it's going to have to be an ornament at this point, and you know me and my great love of white gouache. I don't need to be talked into this one. Let's go ahead and refocus the camera and get to these ornaments. All right, well, there's the beloved white gouache here as an ornament, and as I hoped, there were plenty of suggestions for ornaments. We've only done the first of, I think we have room for like 4, so let's go ahead and move on to this next suggestion from Virani Taylor. Can you do a pizza slice ornament? That would be cute. I agree, Virani, it would be cute. Let's go ahead and draw it right now. All right, so there's our pizza slice. I went ahead and finished off this little present down here. To think there are yet more presents to come, but we will never know what's inside of this box. Let's move on to number 11 from Coca-Cola. Dear Santa Mark, what I would like for Christmas is only for you to put one little cupcake in your picture, just one. The last person got bacon. Can I have a cupcake? That is my only wish. Well, if you put it like that, dear Coca-Cola, how can I refuse you? Let's go ahead and draw a little cupcake. Which brings us to the last of the suggestions. And I gotta say, this came from a lot of people, but I had to choose one of them. And so the one that I chose is from Colby Van Trees. Do a single slice of bacon hanging from the tree. Those of you who saw the previous video, I did indeed draw a piece of bacon on the sidewalk. A lot of people really wanted that bacon to come back for this video. I sense a trend forming here, folks. But let's go ahead and grant those wishes. I'm going to draw a slice of bacon ornament hanging from the tree. Well, I'll tell you, whoever was put in charge of the ornament shopping definitely was into food. 3 out of 4 items relating to food on this tree. I got no complaints. I love all of these different kinds of food here. Well, I think it's time to kick it into super duper time lapse so that I can add color to this illustration. I'm just going to go ahead and color the entire thing all the way to the end. It's going to be watercolors, markers, colored pencils, all the different things. Probably a little white gouache. Now that we've drawn the tube there, let's get some in on the action. And then I'll come back with a few final words. All right, folks, well, that brings us to the end of the coloring phase, with the exception of just one thing. That is, of course, the blushies. And, you know, I've got a lot of work to do here. We got to give blushies to every character in this illustration, or else the blushy police will come after me. So let's add a few here. Definitely Bailey gets her blushies. And, of course, Talkin' Jazza. I do wonder how Jazza is going to feel about this video. Let me know, Jazza. It's all in good fun. You don't hate me now, do you? Gotta add blushies for him. Those are blushies of anger, though. I think blushies for the piece of bacon, of course. Maybe the bacon gets blushies, the gouache gets blushies, the pizza gets blushies, the cat gets blushies. Oh, and Mike Wazowski gets green blushies, of course. We gotta change colors when we go to Mike Wazowski. Well, that brings us truly to the end of this video. Hang on, I'm going to grab my books so that I can thank anyone who has supported me by getting them. We've got the Brody's Ghost Collected Edition. We've got the Drawing Lesson, a graphic novel that teaches you how to draw. The Realism Challenge, my book on hyper-realistic illustrations. And, of course, my very latest book, Mastering Manga 3. I honestly cannot thank enough the people who have supported me by getting those books. And let me just say to all of you out there, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas, a delightful holiday weekend. I will be back next week with, I guess it's going to be my last video of 2016. Maybe we can make it New Year's themed in some way. Who knows? But will it have a slice of bacon in it? That's what That's what we have to determine. I think it's high time that I lay down this blushy pencil. I want to thank you all for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. And I'll be back with another one real soon.